Cheers, y'all. Happy wine and design. I hope everyone is doing great. So, what I want to talk about is why you struggle to decorate your home. And even if you're doing a refresh, even if you're designing from an empty space, most people have a challenge in doing that. Even if you know what you want, even if you have that vision in your mind of what you want your house to look like, you still are struggling. And the first reason, I think there are two main ones, they kind of overlap, but the first one is home blindness. And that for me is when you've been looking at your space, you've been looking at your furniture, you've been seeing this day in, day out. So it's hard to envision anything changing. You know something needs to change, but you don't know exactly what, or even if you have an inkling, you don't know how to prioritize that. So what happens is you just stare at things and nothing changes, or you end up just replacing what you already have. So yeah, you may be replacing a style, a color, but not that much is changing. And the result is you're going to end up spending money and not getting what you really want. Where if you really want that transformation, not that you always have to do a complete pivot, but maybe look at it instead of a sofa being in the same spot it always has been, maybe pivot it. If you have always had nightstands a certain size, maybe you can size up, size down, and that will change some things. If you've never had window treatment, sometimes that is completely foreign. Consider that. So think outside of the box and not just replacing what you already have. The other thing that people struggle with is the overthinking and this decorating spiral that happens, and all the questions and thoughts of, my kids are going to ruin this. What if I spill something on my brand new rug and then I can't get it out? What if we move and then my new bed is too big? What if, you're redoing a bathroom and you're afraid to use a more colorful tile or something with pattern because you're like, well, what if we sell the home and then the next person doesn't want it? And so you end up just like round, going around and round. You're looking at 3 different sofas and each of them has a little something different. And how do you make up your mind? And so most of the time, nothing ends up happening, just nothing. Or you end up making a snap decision and it may or may not be the right one. So how to get out of both of these is to try, this is hard, I understand that, try and step back and look at your home from a stranger's eyes. And then look at your home and through the stranger's eyes, think, what do you love? What do you don't? And then also through your eyes, your family's eyes, what do you love? What do you not? Because, the chair of your grandmother's may not be the most comfortable thing in the world, but you probably really do love it and there is a way to incorporate it. So consider those two things. And then I want you to get real clear on the vision you want for your space. And it doesn't have to be the exact way you want your room to look, but what's the feeling? What are the colors? What do you want people to feel when they walk into your house? So think about that. And then when you start making decisions, consider how you want the room to look, consider your inspiration and your vision, and that's what makes the decisions. Now, the other option, of course, is using a designer. And I think many people view a designer as like, no, I can't possibly do that. Or I know what I want. I can do this on my own. Why would I hire someone else to do it? And it's because a designer will look at it from outside eyes and will look at it as a professional. So then what happens is it's saving time because it doesn't take us, we don't get in that spiral because we know quality, we know what will last. If you're concerned about spilling things, we know what manufacturers to go through, what fabric to go to. So that's going to cut down on time. It's going to cut down on money because you're not making those decisions that are not the right one. So you're not buying a rug that is the wrong size and then you have to buy another one. And also it cuts down on the stress because we are the buffer between what you are currently living in and the vision. So we can filter that instead of you having to step in and out of your role of decorator, homeowner, decorator, homeowner. So if you do it on your own, then look at it from outside eyes and keep your vision in mind. If you want to use a designer, it doesn't always have to be, oh, we're doing a whole new room. It can be a refresh. It can be a, hey, I want you to come in and give me some advice. There are different ways to work with different designers. So just consider that as well. And happy decorating. Bye, y'all.